For more on the political side of this, I'm joined by Eric Burns, former president of Media Matters for America and currently a partner and strategic communications consultant at Bullfight Strategies. Eric, welcome.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Great to see you here. Your take on the politics of all this?
Well, I mean, my take is it's all politics.
Yeah.
You know, if the Republicans in the House were serious about protecting the full faith and credit of the United States and preventing a tax increase and economic calamity on the country, they would pass a clean debt ceiling increase. And I'll tell you, I actually brought one that was passed when George H.W. Bush was president. And you'll notice it's
looks like it's one sentence.
It's one sentence. I mean, this is, you know, they cry about 1,000-page bills. It's literally one sentence is all they have to pass to basically do their basic duty.
But they already introduced this, and every Republican in the House voted against it. And
yes.
Half the Democrats did.
Yes, and I'll tell you, you know, I went and looked back at when the Bush presidency, and seven different times Republicans, when controlling Congress, passed debt ceiling increases for President Bush. Since Obama's been president, there have been 3 debt ceiling increases. Not a single Republican has voted to increase the debt ceiling since Obama's been president. What it shows you is it's just it's political and nothing else. What their agenda is to essentially have Obama, you know, and the economy crash on the rocks so that they can you know, sweep in 2012. It's the same thing we saw in the 90s with the Arkansas Project, and you know, which has been well documented.
The Arkansas Project was?
The Arkansas Project was the well-funded, orchestrated effort
Richard
to take down the Clinton administration.
Paid for much of that.
Yes, and it would cost the taxpayers billions of dollars. And
$74 million, I think, was Walsh's bill for the investigations.
Yeah, and so you know, it was obviously 7 years of waste and political ambition gone awry, and that's what we're seeing again today. And but I think it's at a different level, Tom.
Well, it's almost like, you know, Obama is squeaky clean. You know, his wife wasn't a lawyer, so there's no Rose Gate. Rose Law Firm Gate.
Yeah.
He hasn't fired anybody in the travel agency, so there's no travel gate.
No land deals.
Yeah, there's no land deals in his past, so there's no Whitewater Gate or whatever it was. And it looks like he's not getting it on with interns in the Oval Office. So
it doesn't seem. But you know what, I'll tell you,
so what are they going to do?
Well, in his career when he was young, you know, he actually did. You know, represent Acorn, and that's, I think, you know, one of the reasons that the Republicans went so hard after Acorn as a way in. Of course, we know that they've, you know, through Fox and the party, they've launched massive campaigns to attack and discredit the president, calling him horrible names that we haven't seen anyone call a president of the United States. I don't think ever in this country, socialist, communist, you know, un-American. And you know, I'll tell you what shocks me is, you know, and I don't think people are talking about it enough. The Majority Leader of the House, Eric Cantor, short selling Treasury bonds, you know, against this debt ceiling crisis when he's in a position to actually make this happen, or really not make it happen. It's unethical. It's like Pete Rose, you know, betting against his own team, you know, in Major League Baseball. But you know, Eric Cantor's actually betting against America. Yeah. And when people out there in the country now maybe don't realize that, it's not being reported enough. But when you see these facts, you know, about the voting records and the Majority Leader of the House voting against America, it makes it pretty obvious to the astute observer what's going on here.
John Boehner, before he went to his own caucus, went to Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
What does this tell us?
They all do.
What does this tell us about the state of the Republican Party and who's really in charge here?
Well, look, I've said for a long time, you know, that really the giant media apparatus that, you know, that the right has built in Rush Limbaugh and then of course with Roger Ailes and Fox News really is running the party. I don't think there's any question about that. We've really, when I was at Media Matters, we essentially kind of proved that out over a number of years with data, watching the talking points kind of go in the other direction.
So, and Rush Limbaugh is worth $400 million. Or that was his last contract. He's probably worth more than that. Sean Hannity's contract was $200 million. Glenn Beck, you know, in Forbes, they said he's made $38 million last year.
Yeah, and
so it's like millionaires driving the political dialogue.
Well,
multi-millionaires.
It's multimillionaires, and then of course billionaires, and the Koch brothers and Richard Mellon-Scaife and other incredibly powerful, rich individuals in the shadows that are funding, you know, this campaign that's been going on now for you know, almost 3 years to just rip apart this country at the seams with hatred and racism and violence.
And this is the way they think they're going to win the White House in 2012. Amazing. Yeah. Eric, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Tom.
Great to see you again.